Good morning. Today I'm going to discuss kinetics, module 4 of engineering mechanics, dynamics. So, kinetics is the study of relation existing between forces, mass of a body, and the motion of the body. So, in problems of kinetics, we'll be always making use of the terms mass, force, inertia, and the relation between them. So, there are three general approaches for solution of problems in kinetics. First one is direct application of Newton's second law. All of you know what is Newton's second law. Newton's second law is rate of change of momentum is proportional to the impressed force, and the motion takes place in the direction in which the force acts. So momentum is mass into velocity. So when the velocity changes, the momentum also changes. So change in velocity in unit time, that is acceleration. So from the Newton's second law, we have this equation F is equal to ma. We have derived this equation F is equal to ma in your high school classes, and almost all the problems in kinetics can be solved using this approach, using the direct application of Newton's second law. Or the same problem can also be solved by using the work energy principle. Work is force into distance. The capacity to do work is called the energy. So work done is equal to energy using that principle also, which also you have already studied in your high school classes. Or it can also be solved by impulse momentum principle. What is impulse? Force into time. F into t is equal to momentum, mv. Ft is equal to mv. So each has its own characteristics and advantages. So now I am going to discuss with this direct application of Newton's second law, how to use for solving numerical examples of kinetics. So, you know the equation of motion or Newton's second law, we have the equation F is equal to ma. This we can put it in another form, which is called the D'Alembert's principle. It's a common question. So, the D'Alembert's principle, I will explain first, then give you the statement. Suppose there is a body of mass m. It is subjected to a force F. Say it's subjected to a force F in this direction. As such, the body will be having an acceleration in the direction of the force. Okay, a mass m subjected to a force F acting towards right, and it is having an acceleration A. Now, in this body, I am applying a force called inertia force, which is numerically equal to m into A. We apply an inertia force, which is magnitude is m into A, opposite to the direction of motion. It is moving towards right, so I am applying towards left a force Fi. What will happen? The system is now in dynamic equilibrium. This system will be in equilibrium. Once a system is equilibrium, we can apply the principle of statics. Sigma h is equal to 0, sigma v is equal to 0, etc. So in this system, now this is in equilibrium. So there are two forces, F, the actual force, and this is the fictitious force or the imaginary force or the applied inertia force. So F minus Fi is equal to 0. This equation becomes F minus Fi is equal to 0, or F minus Ma is equal to 0. So this is called D'Alembert's principle and is very much useful in solving almost all the numerical examples of this particular module. So this equation F is equal to Ma, it is written as F minus Ma is equal to 0. Or now I will state it. The D'Alembert's principle states that the resultant of a system of forces acting on a body in motion is in dynamic equilibrium with the inertia force. That is, if you apply inertia force to a body in motion opposite to the direction of motion, then the system is brought to dynamic equilibrium, and the principles of statics can be used for solving the system. Okay, so this is D'Alembert's principle. So this is a 3-mark question usually asked in part A. So you write the statement and illustrate it with the help of this figure. A force on a body of mass m. You apply a reverse force Fi called the inertia force, which is equal to mass into acceleration, so that I can write F minus Fi is equal to 0 or F minus Ma is equal to 0. I will have illustration of this principle with the help of very small numerical examples which are already familiar with. The most simple example is the motion of a lift. A lift of weight W, it is moving upwards with an acceleration A. The lift is supported by a cable. This is the supporting cable of the lift, and the tension in the cable is T. So you are asked to find out either the tension in the cable once you know the weight as well as the acceleration of the system. Let us first consider the lift moving upwards. So this is the system. I will mark the actual forces. On the lift, I will mark the self-weight acting downward, or the weight carried by the lift is W. Tension in the cable T acting in this direction. This is the direction of motion. So on this system, along with this W and T, I am going to apply this inertia force. Mass into acceleration is applied opposite to the direction of motion. That is, it is applied downwards. Now we can consider this equilibrium. T acting upwards, W and Ma acting downwards. So T minus W minus Ma is equal to 0, or we get T is equal to W plus Ma, or tension in the string is masses weight by acceleration due to gravity. We'll get the tension in the string is W into 1 plus A by G. Similarly, if the lift is moving downwards, the same example, that is a lift, its weight carried by the lift is always acting downwards in the direction of gravity. The tension in the rock or in the string is acting in this direction, upward direction. The lift has direction of motion downwards. If the lift is moving downwards, we have to apply inertia force. So you apply the imaginary force or the inertia force, which is numerically equal to mass into acceleration into the system. So now we write down the equation. T plus Ma, both are acting upwards. T plus Ma minus W is equal to 0. Or T plus T is equal to, this W goes this side, minus Ma, or W into 1 minus A by G. So when the lift is moving up, the tension is large, and when it is moving down, the tension in the rope is less, 1 minus A by G. So this is a very simple illustration of D'Alembert's principle. So you will be commonly asked question is, what is D'Alembert's principle, and illustrate it with the help of an example. Okay, now we'll see a numerical example based on this. Either you can directly apply this formula, or based on the first principles, we can solve this numerical example. See, a lift has an upward acceleration 1.225 meter per second square. What pressure will a man weighing 500 Newton exert on the floor of the lift? So a lift is having an acceleration. The weight of the man or the weight carried by the lift is given. You are asked to find out what is the pressure exerted by the man on the floor. The pressure exerted by the man is nothing but that is equal to tension in the cable. So just understand, the pressure exerted by the man on the floor is nothing but it is the tension in the cable. How will you find out? First case, this is the lift. This is the lift. The self weight of the lift or the weight carried by the lift is acting downwards. Tension in the cable is acting upwards. The motion is upwards. So you apply inertia force, Ma, opposite to the direction of motion. Now we can write T minus W minus Ma is equal to 0, where M is equal to W by G. So T is equal to W into 1 plus A by G. Acceleration is given, weight is given, so you can find out the tension in the cable or the pressure exerted by the man on the floor of the lift. Next part of the question, what pressure would he exert if the lift had an acceleration 1.225 meter per second square downwards? So if the lift is moving downwards, what will be the pressure? Either you can apply it directly or you start from the first principle. This is the lift. Lift is moving downward. There's a weight. As it is moving downward, we apply inertia force upwards. This is the inertia force applied upwards. So T plus Ma minus W is equal to 0. T plus Ma minus W is equal to 0. T is equal to W goes this side. minus ma or w into 1 minus a by g. So you can see when the lift is moving upwards for the same acceleration, same weight, this is the pressure 562.5, the tension in the cable. Whereas when it moves down, it gets reduced. It is 437.5 Newton. Next, the third part of the question, what upward acceleration would cause his weight to exert a pressure of 600 Newton on the floor? That means if the pressure on the floor or the tension in the cable, if it is 600, what is the corresponding acceleration? As first case itself, lift is moving upwards, we are given the tension in the lift cable is 600 Newton. Weight is also given. You are trying to find out the acceleration. So as the lift is moving upwards, direction of motion, we apply inertia force downwards. So this is inertia force applied by us. So we can write T minus W minus Ma is equal to 0. T is given, W is given, mass is equal to W by G, A is equal to 0. From that we get the acceleration. So when the tension in the cable is 600 Newton, the corresponding acceleration is 1.96 meter per second square. Such questions are very simple. For 3 marks questions, you may get it. Another similar example, just changes in the numerical values, which is asked in the previous university question papers, 2016 January, 2016 June, and May 2019. So you can copy down this question and see whether you are getting these answers. Okay. Next, I will pass on to the application level examples using D'Alembert's principle, which is commonly asked as 8-mark question or even 14 marks question in part B of module 4. Motion of connected bodies. Of that, the first case is there are two bodies. Two bodies are connected by a string. When one body is lying on a horizontal surface and the other is hanging free. So this is mass m1 lying on a horizontal surface, smooth surface. Another mass m2 which is hanging free. The both are connected by means of a light inextensible string which is passing over a smooth pulley. So it's a pulley, a rope is connected through this pulley and one end is attached to m1 and the other end is attached to m2. These adjectives are given such that if the pulley is smooth and it's a light inextensible string, the mass of the pulley can be neglected so that the tension on either side of the string is same. These adjectives are given that the string tension on the string will be the same on both sides of the pulley. So if it is T on this side, it will be T on the other side also. So tension, when we cut it and see, it will be marked away from the joint here. Similarly here, away from this mass, away from this mass, away from the pulley. This is the notation for tension in the string. The question is you find the acceleration of this system as well as tension in the rope. Okay, so we'll analyze it. Mass m2 is moving downwards and mass m1 moving on the horizontal surface towards right. Mass is to right. Consider each mass separately. First of all, consider say mass m2, the hanging mass. What are the forces acting on it? Its self weight W2 acting downwards. Tension in the rope. If you consider the mass, tension in the rope is acting upwards. This mass direction of motion is downward. Mass m2 is moving downwards. So direction of motion of mass is downward. So you apply the inertia force m2 into A in the opposite direction. So you apply this inertia force opposite to the direction of motion. Now write down the equation. Apply inertia force upwards. Then write T plus m2A minus W2 is equal to 0. So T plus m2A minus W is mass into acceleration due to m2G is equal to 0. One equation. In the second part, this mass, consider this mass, only one force, the force tension in the string is acting towards right. This is the direction of motion, it moves towards right. So you apply the inertia force m1 into A, apply the inertia force opposite to direction of motion, that is towards left. Apply m to m1A towards left. Now write down the equation, sigma h is equal to 0. Here we have written sigma v is equal to 0 because all the forces are acting in the vertical direction. Here the two forces are actual forces in the horizontal direction. Applied force, inertia force is also in the horizontal direction. So T minus M1A is equal to 0. Now we have two equations. There is T here, T here. M1, M2 are the known masses. So solving 1 and 2, we'll get T as well as A. So here 1 minus 2 I have done. First equation minus second equation. T gets cancelled. M2A plus M1A minus M2G equals 0, or M1 plus M2 into A is equal to M2G, or A is equal to M2 divided by M1 plus M2 into G. Once you get the acceleration, substitute in this equation. T is equal to M1 times A. So M1 times this, or M1 M2 G by M1 plus M2. Need not by heart the formulas. By applying from the first principles, applying the rule, apply inertia force opposite to direction of motion. Consider each mass separately. You can arrive at the answers of tension as well as acceleration in the system. Have a numerical example. Let us see. Two bodies of weight 20 Newton and 10 Newton are connected to the two ends of a light inextensible string passing over a smooth pulley. The weight 20 Newton is placed on a smooth horizontal surface, while the weight 10 Newton is hanging free in the air. Find the acceleration of the system and tension in the string. Acceleration due to gravity G is given 9.81. So the numerical example for the case which you have discussed now. 20 Newton is lying on the surface, 10 Newton is hanging free. So let us consider each mass separately. Consider this hanging mass W2 first. W2 is moving down. As it moves down, this will move towards right. Consider mass W2. W2 acting downwards, tension acting upwards. This is moving down. So this is the acceleration direction. So you apply M2 into A. This is W2. So mass into acceleration upwards. Write the equation T plus M2A minus W2 is equal to 0. T plus M2 mass is equal to 10 by 9.81. A minus 10 is equal to 0. First equation. Consider this weight. It is moving horizontally. So T is a tension. This is the direction of motion. So we have to apply inertia force opposite to that, M1 into A. So T minus M1A, M1 is 20 by 9.81 is equal to 0. We have two equations. You do 1 minus 2, do 1 minus 2, T gets cancelled, 10 plus 20, 30 by 9.81A minus 10 is equal to 0. From that you get A. Once you get A, you substitute in this equation. Substitute in here, substitute in equation 2. T is equal to 20 by 9.81 into 3.27. You will get the tension in the string. Next question is, if in the above problem, the horizontal surface is rough, having coefficient of friction between the weight and the plane surface equal to 0.3, determine the acceleration of the system and tension in the string. So everything is same, but this surface is rough. So what will be the change? Consider the first mass, the hanging mass, W2. There will not be any change for that. You have the hanging mass, weight is acting downwards, tension is acting upwards, the direction of motion downwards, so you apply M2A. So this equation of motion will be T plus 10 by 9.81A, mass into acceleration, minus 10 is equal to 0. So here I have written here, for the weight W2, the equation will be the same as previous case. So the first equation will not get any change. Now coming to the second one, or the mass lying on the surface, since the surface is rough, there will be frictional force. This is the direction of motion towards right. We have applied inertia force M1 into A. Along with that, there will be frictional force mu R opposite to the direction of motion. Now what is R? Consider this vertical equilibrium. Its weight is W1. R is the normal reaction and R is equal to W1. Or this mu R or mu W1 will be the frictional force opposite to the direction of motion. So write down the equation. T towards right, m1a towards left and mu r towards left. So T minus m1a minus mu r or mu w1 is equal to 0. So you can substitute T minus mass 20 by 9.81 a, coefficient of friction 0.3, w 20 is equal to 0. So you have got the first equation for the w2 mass, the second equation for the w1, then 1 minus 2. There are two equations, two unknowns. Solve between the equations. First, 1 minus 2 will get you acceleration, and then substituting for in this equation will get the tension. So we see when the surface was smooth, acceleration was 3.27. When the surface is rough, the acceleration is 1.308. The acceleration reduced. So it 3.2, it has reduced to 1.3. And tension in the spring, it was 6.67. Now it is increased. Tension increased to 8.67. So when the surface is rough, acceleration induced in the system is reduced and the tension in the spring increased. So such question usually you get for 14 marks. Similar one example, question number 3. Two blocks are joined by an inextensible string as shown in the figure. If the system is released from rest, determine the velocity of the block after it has moved 2 meters. Assume the coefficient of friction between the block and the plane is 0.25. Pulley is weightless and frictionless. This statement is given so that we have to assume tension in the rope on either side are same. If this is T, this is also T. Okay. Now, similar example to the previous case, consider one by one. I'm first considering this mass A. Tension in the rope is acting towards right. Its motion is towards right. This will come down and this will move right. This motion is towards right, so I applied inertia force 200 A. So I have applied the inertia force opposite to the direction of motion 200 A. So the surface is rough. So mu W will be acting, mu R will be acting opposite to the motion, mu R. Mu into mass is 200, 200 into 9.81. This will be the frictional force. Frictional force R is equal to W1 200 G. So mu R is equal to 0.25. So you can write T minus 200 A minus 0.25 into 200 into 9.81 is equal to 0. First equation. Coming to the second mass, this hanging mass, tension in the string acting upwards, self-weight acting downwards. This is the direction of motion. It comes down. So you apply inertia force opposite to that. So T plus 300A minus 300G. Mass is 300. So mass into acceleration due to gravity is the weight is equal to 0. That is second equation. There are two equations T and A. 1 minus 2 will give you the value of acceleration. Once you get the acceleration, you substitute it in any of these equations so that you will get the tension in the string. So you got acceleration 4.905 and tension you have not calculated because that is not the question here. The question is, if the system is released from rest, determine the velocity of the block after it has moved 2 meters. That is when this block moves through 2 meters, starting from rest, what is this velocity? So we have calculated start from rest, move through 2 meters, the acceleration we have just calculated. So the velocity will be v square is equal to u square plus 2as. Applying this, we get 4.43 meter per second. So such questions are very common. Now coming to case 2. Two bodies are connected by a string. When one body is lying on an inclined surface and the other is hanging free. So here one of the masses is hanging free, the other is on an inclined surface. And the two are connected by a rope. The rope is passing over a smooth pulley. Since it is smooth pulley, its weight is neglected. And we can assume the tension in both sides are same. So if this is T, this is also T. Here also we can consider one by one. Consider the hanging mass, it comes down. As it comes down, this mass will move up. So this mass moves up. This comes down. This is the direction. Consider mass 1, W1 acting downwards, tension in the rope. Consider this point. Tension is acting up. Tension acting up. As it is moving down, we apply inertia force M1 into A, opposite to that. So T plus M1A minus W1 is equal to 0. T plus M1 W1 by G into A minus W1 is equal to 0. First equation. Now, for this mass on this inclined surface, for the mass on the inclined surface, I will draw it once again. This tension is acting in this direction. Okay. If self-weight is acting vertically downwards, so this angle, if the inclined plane is making an angle theta with the horizontal, this angle will also be theta. That is angle between the normal to this and angle between the normal to the inclined plane. So this will be theta. So this W can be resolved into two components. One is along normal to this plane, this component will be W cos theta. And the component along this direction, this will be W sine theta. That is what is shown here. I'll show it in an enlarged form. Say, tension in the rope is acting upwards. The self-weight is resolved into two. W2 sine theta along the plane and W2 cos theta perpendicular to the plane. So this normal reaction R is equal to W2 cos theta here. So this is the direction of motion. The body moves up. I will apply the inertia force, mass into acceleration, downwards. Mass into acceleration is applied downwards. Now write down the equation T. You write the equation along the plane. Consider the equilibrium along the plane. Sigma h is equal to 0. T minus W2 sine theta minus M2A. T minus W2 sine theta minus M2A. M2 is W2 by G is equal to 0. So we'll get two equations. T plus W1 by GA minus W1 equals 0. T minus W2 sine theta minus M2A is equal to 0. 1 minus 2, you will get acceleration. And once you get the acceleration, substitute back, you will get the tension in the rope. So both these expressions you will get. Never by heart the expressions. Start from the fundamentals. So when the body is on an inclined plane, only thing to remember is that this weight W2 has to be resolved along the plane and normal to the plane. Okay. So let us have a numerical example based on this. Two bodies of weight 40 Newton and 50 Newton are connected to the two ends of a light inextensible string which passes over a smooth pulley. The weight 40 Newton is placed on a smooth inclined surface, while the weight 50 Newton is hanging free in the air. The angle of the plane is 15 degrees. Determine the acceleration of the system and tension in the string. So, two bodies, 40 and 15. 15 is hanging free and 40 is on the smooth surface. So, let us draw the same figure as earlier. The plane is inclined at 15 degree. 15 Newton is hanging free and this 40 Newton is on the inclined surface. The two are connected by a rope which is passing over a pulley. So consider one by one. Consider the first one, W1 hanging free, W1 acting downwards, tension acting upwards. What is the direction of motion? This comes down. Let us assume this comes down so that this will move up. If anything is wrong in the assumed direction, you will get the acceleration as negative. That's all. Okay, don't worry. Need not look into the weight. This is 40, this is 15 Newton. Let us assume the hanging mass comes down. As it moves down, I apply inertia force, mass into acceleration, opposite to that. So T plus M1A, M1 is 15 by 9.8, minus W1 is equal to 0. Very simple. Consider the second one. Consider this mass, tension acting in this direction. If this is W2, W2 sine theta will be acting along this direction. This is the direction of motion or direction of acceleration. So I applied inertia force, M2A. This inertia force is applied in this direction. So T minus W2 sine 15 minus M2A is equal to 0. M2. 40 by 9.8 is equal to 0. So this is equation 1, this is equation 2. 1 minus 2 will give you the acceleration. Once you get this acceleration, you substitute back in 1 or 2, any of this equation, you will get tension in the string. Here we are getting acceleration as positive value, so the assumed direction is correct. W1 moves downwards and W2 moves upwards. If you get this answer as negative, then it indicates that the assumed direction is wrong. And finally, you will get the answer as correct. Okay, that's all. Now, the same question, some additional part is asked. This is part A of that question. In the university exam, this together with this is asked for 14 marks. System of bodies shown in figure starts from rest. Determine the acceleration of the body B and tension in the string supporting body A. That's the next question. I'm sorry. This question is over. Next question number 5. The system of bodies shown in figure. This is the figure. Starts from rest. Determine the acceleration of body B and tension in the string supporting the body A. So this is the question. This is a university question, I think. One of the body, it is 750 Newton resting on an inclined plane. Another body, 500 Newton hanging free. Inclination of this plane is 30 degrees with horizontal. Here the difference is the string. There is one string which is attached to one pulley here, and it is attached to another pulley here, and this is fixed in the wall. One end of the rope is fixed on the wall. It passes over a pulley, and it passes over another pulley, and at this end a weight is attached, and to this pulley this mass is attached. This weight is attached to this pulley. So here what happens is, the one thing which you have to remember, this, if the pulley is smooth, tension here, this will be T. The same tension here also, T. This is T. This is also smooth pulley. So here also the tension is T. So this body attached to the pulley, this will be subjected to a force T plus T 2T in this direction. This will be subjected to a force T only. Whereas this body will be subjected to tension in these two ropes put together. There will be a total reaction. Here, if this is T, this is T, there will be a total reaction at this end. T plus T is equal to 2T here. And so the tension in this rope attached to B will be 2T. That is one thing. And second point is, another one point, when this mass A moves down, suppose we give unit displacement to this. Suppose this mass is pulled down by 1 centimeter. If it is pulled down by 1 centimeter, this pulley, this will move up, or this block will move up by only half a centimeter. This will move by only half a centimeter. Why? Because there are two ropes attached to it. If this has to move down by 1 centimeter, each of this rope has to undergo half a centimeter displacement, so that totally it will become 1 centimeter. This gets elongated. This moves by half centimeter here, so total it gets downwards by 1 centimeter. So the motion of this block will be only half of that of A. That is given here. For a given displacement of A, displacement of B along the inclined plane will be half of that of A. Hence, if mass A is having an acceleration A suffix A, acceleration of B will be only half of that. The displacement of block A will be 1 centimeter. The displacement of block B will be only half centimeter, because there are two ropes here. Hence, acceleration of A, if I assume it as small a, acceleration of B will be only A by 2. That is the two things we have to remember. So considering this mass A, consider 1 by 1, motion of A, tension in the string acting upwards, W acting downwards, the mass comes down, so the mass into acceleration, apply the inertia force upwards. mass into acceleration. So T plus 500 by 9.8 a minus 500 is equal to 0. First equation. Considering this block B, the tension in the rock here is 2T, and this is 2T. This is direction of motion. Its acceleration is only a by 2. This is very, very important. So you apply mass into acceleration. 750 is the weight. 750 by 9.8 mass into acceleration is a by 2, opposite to the direction of motion. Then component of this weight along the plane, W2 sine theta. So totally the equation of motion for this block will be 2T minus W sine theta, 750 sine 30, minus 750 by 9.8 mass into A by 2 is equal to 0. So one equation, this is second equation. We can simplify this, 750 sine 30, 375. This has been simplified, is equal to 0. So first equation or second equation, T and A, two unknowns. So multiply this with 2, first equation with 2, then subtract one from the other, we'll get acceleration. Once we get acceleration, substitute in any of these equations, we'll get the tension in the string. Okay, so acceleration of block A is 4.454 and acceleration of B is only half of it. So such questions are very, very common in university examination, and all the previous university question papers so far we have conducted under the 2019 scheme, January 2021, July 2021, and December 2019. All the question papers have similar questions. Both the questions which I have discussed now in the class, they are with some numerical changes. It has been asked in the university question paper, university questions, and the solutions are discussed in a separate video. The link of that will also be given in the description box. Thank you.